Drivers, start your engines!
And welcome everybody to race 3 of the round of 16 in the Silverman Game Calls Cup Series playoffs. My name is Jake Little. Rick Rose is going to be here. He's running a little late here tonight, so he'll be here on a little later. But this is it. Race 3. Tonight we find out the last two drivers who will be eliminated. We already know Brian Hartford, Jordan Beck will be eliminated due to not making at least 2 of the races. So before I get into any of that, let's go on and send it down trackside for the national anthem. As always, that was a nice rendition of our national anthem. Let's go and jump right in to our bottom 4. We already know, as I mentioned before the national anthem, Jordan Beck, Brian Hartford are eliminated. You know, they're not on the field tonight. They can't advance. They are done for the playoffs. Meanwhile, David Clark. And David Clark is 1 point out of playoffs. So the big question is, he's going to have to, first off, is he in the field? I'm not sure if he's even in the field. Yeah, he's in the field tonight. He's 1 point out, so he's going to have to get everything that he can get. So, as I say that, the drivers, they're getting right back out there. They have about 4 minutes left to practice. Big keys here. Past 2 weeks, Andrew Bird and Allison. Those two, they're in a good shape, not to say locked in, but they're in good shape for the next round for how many bonus points they had. The last 2 weeks, they were both 2 dominant cars of the race. And once again, Andrew Bird, he is our Buzz Polo Award winner. The question is, can Andrew Bird close it out here today? Or will Calvin Allison have something to say to that? The past 2 weeks, they have dominated the race, wrecked out with less than half the race to go. So it's going to be, like we saw last week, will we see a non-playoff driver win? We saw Casey Heschel win at Chicagoland. We saw Ryan Hesgard win last week in a thriller finish at New Hampshire. So it's possible, and we got some new faces here in the field tonight. And once again, if you remember from last week, Tommy Reed, he was having technical issues. He cannot get into the server. Once again, he is having those issues. So Danny Lowe, he'll be running the race and running race control. So shout out for that. And looking through these practice runs so far, Kyle Frame, he's sitting quickest so far with Andrew Bird, not too far behind him. Matt McLean, Richmond winner earlier this season, just for the playoffs began. John Hinchcliffe looked strong last week. He's fourth quickest so far. Raymond Dormer, he's pretty much in a muscle situation. He's fifth quickest. For you Raymond Dormer fans, if you're wondering why he's in a muscle situation, when Hurricane Irma hit Florida, unfortunately he was in Florida. That kind of affected him to his performance. So then you get Josh Sturgill, sitting sixth quickest. Zachary Hill, seventh quickest. Kevin Strandberg sitting eighth quickest. Andrew Jones still looking for that breakout win, ninth quickest. Kellen Allison sitting in the 10th quickest position. Brandon Skinner, a new face, sitting 11th quickest. David Clark, just talked about him. He's 12th quickest so far. Aaron Taylor's 13th quickest. Sam Warren, 14th quickest. Brandon Parsons, 15th quickest. Patrick Green, Chris James, Thomas Harmon, Adam Ross, Danny Lowe runs out the top 20 in practice. Robert Dudley, 21st. Sam Niederhelm, 22nd quickest. Chuck Phillips had a good run here last week, or a good run at New Hampshire. He's sitting 24th quickest, and Kyle Trito rounds out looks to be a 25-car field here tonight at Dover International Raceway for the running of the Dover 125 laps, 125 miles. One thing we're really going to have to look out here for tonight is tire fall off. Tire fall off is incredible here. You run 10, 15 laps, most tracks, tires are okay. You're going to take 2 tires. No, you're going to want to take 4. You're going to be sliding around. You're going to want those 4 fresh tires. And, it should be interesting to see if people are going to try to balance it out between, should I down pit road for tires, or do I want to try to stay out and extend the fuel run? But I guess we're going to find out, because the practice is just now ending and they're going to grid up and we're going to go racing here. So I want to take a look at the starting lineup here. As I mentioned before, Andrew Bird's going to sit on the Buzzpool Award once again. Kyle Frame is going to start second. John Hinchcliffe will start third. Patrick Green will start fourth. Brandon Skinner fifth. Thomas Harmon will start sixth. Casey Heschel will start seventh. Josh Sturgill eighth. Matt McLean ninth. Calvin Allison 10th. Andrew Jones 11th. Raymond Dormer 12th. Zachary Hill will start 13th. Danny Lowe 14th. Adam Ross will start in the 15th position. Brandon Parsons will start 16th. Chuck Phillips starting 18th. Or 17th, excuse me. Aaron Taylor in 18th. Kevin Strandberg will start in the 18th position. Or 19th. Sam Niederhelm will start in the 20th position. Robert Dudley 21st. Sam Warren 22nd. Chris James 23rd. And then in the 24th position, David Clark, 1 point out, need a good run here today to get into the round of 12, excuse me. Then Kyle Trito will be the one and only appears to be on the provisional starting here. And as the pace car starts to roll off, we're going to go green next time by. So Andrew Bird, Kyle Frame, Kyle Frame, excuse me, on the front row. So it should be interesting to see if they're going to try to save their tires here in the long run, or if they're going to try to run hard, maybe hoping for a early caution, or see if we can run the whole thing green, just like how we did almost at Chicago Glen. But with that being said, they're down the back straightaway, going to enter turn 3 here. Andrew Bird trying to warm up his tires as much as he can. Andrew Bird's been dominant this whole season, but has not been able to perform well in the playoffs stint so far. Can he improve this race? We're going to find out. And the pace car is off, and Andrew Bird is gone. Green flag here at Dover.
Green flag.
As they fan out 2 by 2, almost trying to get single file here. And Andrew Bird is gone just like that. Andrew Bird will lead the first lap. And already out to a 1.2 second advantage over Kyle Frame, John Hinchcliffe, Brent Skinner, and Patrick Green. And we have a caution already in turn 1.
Fucking caution for? Big crash.
It appears to be the 8 machine of Patrick Green. Makes contact with the one of Casey Heschel. Trying to look at the replay. Coming off turn 4. Kind of looked like he kind of got the wall in the front stretch. Bounced off the one, got loose. Then came right up. Came right in front of... You can't tell what number that is. 17, I believe that was, of Josh Churchill, and just hits the wall. So, unfortunate for Patrick Green. Had a really good qualifying run here, hoping to get that second win of the season. But a wreck will sit him out early here tonight. Well, while we're under first caution, let's go and take our first break here tonight and give us everything sorted. And, yeah, see you guys after the break.
Drivers, start your engines!
And welcome back, everybody, to the Run of the Dover 175. If you're just joining us, you really haven't missed anything. Lap 2 crash involving the 8 car of Patrick Green. A single car incident. It could have been more, but just by himself, he is currently sitting on pit road. 2 laps down, about to do a 3 and counting. But meanwhile, Andrew Bird sat on the pole, got a great jump on the initial start. Now he's choosing to choose the outside line, which is actually a pretty good choice here early in the race, trying to see where the grip is. I mean, Andrew Bird, he's a good racer. He has not had the luck he has wanted this first 3 stint per se, but from all the bonus points he has racked up, he just wants to put this first round behind him. He wants to go on to the round of 12, excuse me. Wants to sweep that round of 12. Not been performing the way he wanted to, but he wants to win here tonight as well. Restarting first, Kyle Frame will restart in the 2nd position. John Hinchcliffe and Brandon Skinner. We are getting ready to go green here. Pace car is going to drop down Ken. And once again, Andrew Bird gets that monstrous restart, but
Green.
not as big as I thought it was going to be.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go race some boys.
And got Richard Rose that joined us and scared the crap out of me. How you doing, Richard?
I'm doing great. I'm just now getting in from the incredible traffic on here, and we got a great race going on, so.
Yes, and you missed a pre-race caution or a lap 2 spin of Patrick Green. Meanwhile, KC is up in the 5th position, so. Yeah, they're pretty much going all single file here, except for the battle there. I can't quite tell what position that is for. Looks like that's going to be the 88 and the 86 battling for the 7th position here. Now they're all single file here. The 1 car of Casey Eschel's trying to get pressure from the 68 car of Thomas Harmon, who's getting pressure from the 28 car of Calvin Allison. But no surprise here. Andrew Bird is up to a 1.2 second lead. And Richard, you mentioned when the playoffs started, you stated a bold state fact that Andrew Bird will not win this championship this year. And so far, your prediction's looking pretty solid. What do you think he can do?
Let me say this. If Andrew Bird does listen to these, I'm not saying he's not a good racer or anything. I'm saying that I think that other people are going to step up and make it difficult.
Right, and and we have another caution now.
Out there to throw the damn caution.
Second caution of the night. Chuck Phillips, playoff contender. See what happened here. Coming off of turn 4 or turn 2. He caught that apron. Slams the inside wall hard off of turn 4. Or turn 2, rather. Yeah, just caught that apron. Tried to save it and whammed the inside wall.
I tell you what, this caution out. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll get everything looked at and all that. And we'll be back here at the Dover 125, presented by Superman Game Call Cup Series. Be off.
Drivers, start your engines!
And welcome back to the Dover 125, which is the final race in the round of 16. Today we go down to round of 12. We got all kinds of stuff happening here in the Facebook chat as I'm looking at it as we're under caution. Debbie Frame says go number 57. Wesley is saying something about somebody needs some more Stager in the right. Oh, for Kyle Frame. So we got some people talking about Kyle Frame in the chat again. As we're under caution for...
Kyle Frame is the current leader, might I point out.
And there we go. Sitting first, Kyle Frame. Calvin Allison second. Matt McLean third. Raymond Dormer fifth. And rounding out the top five is Zachary Hale.
I'm going to make this point. The top 9 did not pit. The top 9 stayed on the racetrack. Meanwhile, Adrian in 10th on back came down pit road. So they have 15 lap pressure tires. So we're going to see how much on a 15 lap run they had on a 15 lap run. How much these tires are going to fall off here, and we're going to find out pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to be getting that green flag as they come into turn 3. Pace car will be making that hard left turn down on the pit road, and we will be under green flag here shortly, folks. Pace car's down. Kyle Frame's off. Man, did he get a jump on that one. Green flag is out. Kyle Frame was going in turn 4. He wasn't even going to wait any longer. That boy wants the front. He wants this win.
I'm watching Andrew Bird here. We started 10th, and watching the moves he's doing here, you would think...
Oh, wreck! Somebody's spinning in the back. Caution's out.
Get a look at your temps, make sure everything looks okay.
All I did was, I just seen a number 68 spinning. Thomas Harmon. We're going to have to go back and watch out to see what happened. They're beating and banging all over the place on this track.
There was contact between the 68 and the slight contact between the 68 and the 98. So the 68 car goes around, or Thomas Harmon goes around off of contact with the 98 of Brandon Parsons, and it kind of looked like Brandon Parsons just overdrove the corner, got tight, and just slid right up into him.
Yeah, it got hairy, and it got hairy quick. The Kyle Frame fan club and Facebook chat is talking about how he's going to have the tires. He just got to stay smooth. Debbie Frame says, that's right, he is the leader. She was going to correct me before you guys did. For you guys that are watching on Facebook, I kind of just got on. I just got home. I was kind of late this week. So I do umpiring for Little League Baseball. We did 14-year-olds today. So they ran kind of long. It was a great game, but I was working behind a plate. So that's why I was running late. But we're here.
Jack! Sorry.
It was a good game. It was a great game. But nothing better than a Tuesday night oval racing league. Especially in the playoffs.
And you know, it looks like we will have a new leader.
Looks like Matt McLean.
Yeah, Matt McLean, Raymond Dormer, Aaron Taylor, Josh Sturgill, the top 4. But Andrew Bird's going to be sitting in the 5th position here. So Matt McLean, your new leader, winner at Richmond just before the playoffs started, so about 4 races ago.
Brad Parsons does get the EOL on that wreck.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, maybe because we're looking at these guys, folks, and we're trying to figure out what are they doing. They didn't pit last time, but they pit a lap behind. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe their crew chiefs have the calculator out and they're dialing stuff up, and they're like, all right, we can make it to this lap, and we can go this much further. We don't know. That's why they get paid to do this. We get paid to do this.
Yeah, we get paid to call what we love to watch. The Silverman Game Calls Cup Series in the playoffs. So the heat is picking up. Who will advance? I already mentioned earlier, Richard, that Raymond Dormer is pretty much in a must-win situation.
Yep.
David Clark, he was 1 point out. 1 point separated him and I believe it was John Hinchcliffe. Correct me if I'm wrong. John Hinchcliffe. So that should be interesting to see how all that is going to play out.
But you're looking at it now. John Hinchcliffe is sitting 7th. David Clark is sitting 11th.
That is
that is something we're going to have to watch. David Clark will have to finish in front of John Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
So we're going to have those battles happen in the back. I mean, these guys, they want to go on. They want to go on to the round of 12. And they're fighting for basically 12 spots, but there's 2 spots that they've lost already. So
yeah. You know, with last year's champion Brian Hartford and Jordan Beck,
yep,
they're not going through. So
that makes it a little bit easier. There's 2 spots gone. So now they just got to worry about filling those other 2.
Yeah.
And you do not want to be 13 and 14 in points right now.
That's right. And Raymond Dormer knows that he is in a must-win situation. So he's he pretty much, if I was him, he really wouldn't have anything to lose right now. If he wins, he advances. But if he doesn't win, he doesn't advance. So
yeah,
he kind of has to take that unnecessary risk in order to he has to try something to get that win. His green flag's back on.
Green flag is back out. Matt McLean storms out to the front. It seems like they're not wasting any time getting this thing going. I mean, they're coming into turn 4. Pace car's not even on the pit road, and it looks like they're going. And you can tell it's playoff racing because you know what? There's a lot of taking, and there's not a lot of giving. And I'm hearing beating and banging, cars hitting off the walls. Caution is back out. And I think I just heard an engine blow. Big old pileup.
Now, we're gonna get a good look on this. Looks like
we got the number 23, the number 86. Ooh, the number 08. 62.
Were any of the playoff drivers involved in this wreck? There's the question.
I don't think I've seen any.
I'm trying to see where it all started at, but it all started. Coming off of turn 4, Kyle Trito.
Kyle Trito is going to get the end of the line.
Yes, he just got tight, hits the outside wall, comes up in front of the 86. Casey just gets by it. David Clark just gets by it.
Oh.
And then
God, they hit hard.
Kyle Frame. I'm watching Kyle Frame, his view. And I want to say he just got by it.
Patrick Green is involved.
Not a good night for Patrick Green here tonight.
I tell you what, that just shows the advancements of safety that Oval has made on these tracks with the safer barrier walls and the inside. I mean, he hit that thing hard.
I have some bad news for Debbie Frame out there. Kyle Frame did end up with some rear end damage out of that deal. when the 68 was spinning, he caught Kyle Frame in the just rear-ended him. So he will have some rear-end damage. Question is, will he be able to get that fixed? Matt McLean. Looks like Matt McLean still stayed out. Raymond Dormer second, Andrew Bird flipped back to fifth. Richard, got a question for you. Matt McLean is still the leader. You got Raymond Dormer, like I said, he's still still running second. Oh, okay, my computer's moving. Like anyway, Josh Sturgill still sitting in third. Aaron Taylor, one of our biggest movies here tonight, started in the 18th position, currently running fourth, right in front of Andrew Bird. Richard, do you think? What do you think is going through the mind of, the strategy with Matt McLean, Raymond Dormer? What do you think their strategy is here with not hitting and staying out?
Just survive. They're basically in. They know they're going to the next round, so they're preparing for that.
Yeah.
They're trying to avoid the trouble. They're trying to avoid the stupid, and just make it to the end of this race where nothing bad happens.
I think this goes along the lines of correct me if I'm wrong. I think this goes along the lines of Raymond Dormer trying to try something. Is he, like I said, he's in a must-win situation. If he doesn't win, he's out. If he wins, he's into the next round. So I kind of like what Raymond Dormer is doing here. He staying out, seeing what his car can do under these,
you might as
tires.
well this early. You might as well.
Yeah, just to see how these tires will work. I mean, we've only ran, we're on lap 26 of 125. We've had four cautions already. Ran half that under green, so I kind of, I like what they're doing. They're not, track position here. Just like New Hampshire, you have to get it when you can.
That's one of those tracks where it's hard to pass.
That is, yeah, very hard to pass. Pace car's down, and we're about to go green here. Yes, we're going green. Matt McLean kicks back off here.
Green flag.
Watch Andrew Bird. He's fast. He's going to look under the 24 car of Aaron Taylor here.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew Bird's just settling in right now. He's just wanting to ride and let them make the mistakes in front of him. Like I said, these guys, Andrew Bird and them, they know they're into the next round. Unless something drastic happens. And that's going to have to be huge.
Yeah. As he's going to get through to the third
He just got around Josh Sturgill. And that's no easy pass in this league. Josh Sturgill is one heck of a competitor.
Josh Sturgill, okay, I can compare him to, Ryan Newman in the real world. Ryan Newman, no matter what position, he's going to run you like it's the last lap, like it's for the lead. He will.
Yep.
It's definitely really hard to pass him. As Edgeworth, he's going to just sail by the 70 of Raymond Dormer. Then Raymond Dormer is going to get pressure from the 5, and there's contact. Raymond Dormer is going to go around on the front stretch.
Caution. Any comments there, bud?
And that is not what we wanted to see.
Collecting the 5 car of John Hinchcliffe. Definitely not what Raymond Dormer needs.
That is what David Clark wanted to see.
As it appears, the 70 car, he's going to get it rolling. Have to get a tone he can use. Hopefully he can get that car fixed, and if he has one of his fast repairs, he can use it. But as we take a look back on the replay here, very unfortunate for the 70 machine and the 70 bunch fast car. But the 5, looking at the 5, it kind of...
Who got the UL on that one? What did they say?
On the 70 car, the 70 did come down on the 5.
Ooh. I thought he said 17.
Yeah, then he
I was
barely...
like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, then he clipped the 5 when he spun around. So
yeah, it's a whole bunch of craziness. I'll tell you what, let's get this all figured out. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be back here at the Dover 125 presented by Superman Game Call Cup Series in just a minute.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin, co-host of The Buzz on ztalkradio.com, and you can catch me and my co-host Molly Spence live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central. We talk about all topics, be it paranormal, cryptozoology, aliens, UFOs, abductions, oh good lord, we cover it all, even the occasional conspiracy theory. Again, catch me live every Monday night, 8 p.m. Central on ztalkradio.com. Hey everybody, do you like a good ghost story? How about an alien abduction story? How about spiritual healing? Do angels really exist? Can people be possessed by demons? Are artifacts really possessed by spirits of the dead? Hey, do Ouija boards really work? Or are conspiracy theories true? You can find out every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central by listening to The Buzz, co-hosted by me and my co-host Molly Spence. We're live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central. Now, let's get back to the race and see if our car, the Buzz car number 79, driven by Danny Lowe, let's watch it win.
And we are back here at Dover International Speedway for the running of the Dover 125. And the moment that we have been dreading and did not want to see here in this race, Raymond Dormer was involved in our previous caution.
The moment we knew was coming because Jake was talking about him.
Yeah. I don't know why. It seems like every time I start talking about someone or I make a pre-race pick, they either wreck during the race or right when I'm talking about them, they wreck. So that's why I stopped making pre-race picks.
Folks.
So I mean...
So Andrew Bird is sitting up there after all the pit stops. I'm gonna take this one because producer come on. And he said don't talk about so and so, and it was just like a brief silence. And Jake was like, "I'm not talking about Andrew Bird. I'm not even bringing his name up. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it." So there was that awkward tension for just a second.
Richard, you said it, not me. But anyway. We are going green this time by. We did have pit stops. Matt McLean came down pit road. He is sitting in the 11th position. Meanwhile, Andrew Bird back on point here. Aaron Taylor third. Adam Ross is sitting in the third position. Sam Warren fourth.
And
Kevin
holy
Stramberg
crap.
is sitting in the fifth position. And what did you mean by that?
I'm looking at this, and Kevin Stramberg is in the street. I just noticed that. Kevin Stramberg. One of the regulars from last year is back racing. That just gave me team. I love Kevin Stramberg. He is awesome.
Meanwhile, we're going racing.
Go, Kevin.
Pace car is going to dirt down, and Andrew Bird's gone.
Andrew Burr said, "You're gonna have to catch me now, folks.
flag.
I'm done playing games. I want my cake, and I'm gonna eat it too. See ya." As they spread out, the top 6, 7 are
single
there.
file.
Single file.
And then you got a big wad of drivers there. You know, I know I say this. You say this all the time, Richard. But we definitely have a few drivers up here that run every week, close every week, but we don't talk about them every week. Like drivers like Aaron Taylor, drivers like Sam Warren, drivers like Brandon Parsons, Dan Niederhelm and Robert Dudley.
Well,
Robert Dudley's running 15.
Probably most of the weeks you're like, "Please don't talk about me, Jake. Please don't talk about me, Jake." And now you just said like 6 of names. So expect a big pile up, folks.
Sorry, Brandon. Sorry. Yeah, but meanwhile, Casey Heschel, he's sitting in the 11th position.
Yes. And Casey Heschel is not in the playoffs, so.
He did win a couple weeks back, though. Yes. However, at Chicagoland in a remarkable
last-minute dash through the smoke.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're pretty much single file, except there is a battle for the 3rd position. Sam Warren not even going to try to battle John Hinchcliffe for that one.
Yeah, and they're starting to learn the whole give and take thing right now. I mean, we're not even halfway through this race. There's a wreck. They're piling up behind them. Kyle Frame is involved.
Do you need anything to drink?
Josh Sturgill's involved.
Wow.
Number 20, is that number 21? Everybody that Jake Little just talked about's involved.
Yeah,
no,
pretty much. Pretty much. Oh! I found the issue. It all started with the 98 car. If I can find his number, there you are. It all started. I'm watching the 98 car come off turn 4. He gets loose. Actually, no. I think it was the 12. I'm looking at the 12, and it looked like he kind of got tight off the corner, bounced off the wall. Yeah, 12 got on the wall. Then 98 tried to avoid him. Then he gets loose. He clips the 12. There's the 57, the 17, the 68, and KC gets through that. Matt McLean gets through that. The 21 has nowhere to go.
Yeah, he pummeled him.
And then I can't tell, 17 flips, 62 is involved, the 86 involved. Sam Niederhelm gets through. Man.
When it gets ugly, folks, it gets ugly quick here in Dover.
Hey, are we at
wow.
Are we at Dover or are we at Daytona?
You made me look. It is Dover.
That actually no. In all honesty, that wreck right there reminded me of with the flip. Kind of reminded me of when Joey Logano flipped here back in 2009.
Oh God, yes, that was a terrible wreck.
Just the big, pile up and just, I don't know, just.
So I got to throw the apology to David Clark. I feel like I had something to do with that. We were just talking about how John Hinchcliffe got into it, and that's what David Clark wanted to see. Well, that's not what he wanted to see a couple laps later.
Now, David Clark is 23rd position, 1 lap down. So, if he cannot get his lap back and finish in front of John Hinchcliffe, he will be one of the drivers eliminated. But we still got a long race here.
So we have a disqualification happening, folks. Number 98 is being disqualified. Second EOL. So yes. Brandon Parsons will get the disqualification and will not be able to compete next week. Mandatory.
Yeah, but
and he's gonna fight it.
Well, Richard. I'm gonna say this. I can see 2 sides of the story. The first side saying, the people, his side would probably be, he was just trying to avoid the 12 car who had gotten the wall, got loose.
Exactly.
But he was the one that started he was the one that got into the 12. He got loose, but he got in the 12, then he started the whole wreck. So yeah. I can see why why they're giving this EOL, but I can also see why he is fighting this whole situation.
This is 2 weeks in a row we've had controversial.
Yes, it is. Actually, no, I think it's been, I think this can go back to Chicagoland too, with, I don't know, I can't think of the people now, but there was something going on, controversial going on at Chicagoland, but that's in the past, this is now.
And see, that's, and we're looking at the Facebook chat now, Brandon Park, and he does say the number 12 car was swerving everywhere, which is what we seen that, we did. So, and it's the tension's getting there. A lot of give and take, that's what they're saying, that these people are wrecking playoff drivers. Guys, it's playoff racing.
Playoffs, yeah. Tensions are high. It's just as bad as doing short track racing. So,
yeah.
I
mean, and in the end, in any kind of sports field, when you're in Danny Lowe's position, you're gonna make a call, and one person's gonna be happy with you, and the other one's not. You cannot please everybody.
There's always gonna be
half of the people are gonna be pissed.
There's always gonna be that one person that doesn't like it, and he's the one that Tommy Reed put in charge, and Tommy Reed has faith in him and the calls that he makes. If he didn't, Danny Lowe would not be in this position right now. As we're going green.
Pace car is in.
Green flag.
And now I got Andrew Bird going to the lead. Sam Warren second. Casey Hessel third to get caution.
What do you got for temps there?
It's all over. They're wrecking all the way behind. I don't even know. It's like a. Welcome to the Dover 125 demolition. Gee.
Whoa! They wrecked on the start, dude.
Yeah.
This is. Let's see here.
The Dover 125 Demolition Derby. Hey, we'll be back. We're going to get this figured out, folks. We're going to get this figured out, and we'll be back after these moments. It's the Dover 125 presented by Simple Game Called Cup Series. Oh, man. We'll be back.
Drivers, start your engines!
So we're back here at the Dover 125, presented by Silverman Game World Cup Series. And there's a lot of controversy happening. That yellow. Adam Ross was coming across the microphones, telling the other drivers that he had planned on pitting when the green flag happened. And that is what started everything. We don't know. We weren't there. We didn't see it. But that's what he was saying, was he was just trying to pit. And it collected some playoff drivers. Raymond Dormer, David Clark. Those two were basically... I mean, David Clark, he had to beat out John Hinchcliffe.
He had a chance.
And he had a...
Raymond Dormer did
even
too.
Raymond Dormer had a chance. They all still had a
What
chance
I'm saying
of
is,
racing it.
David Clark what I'm saying is David Clark had better shot per se at making it. Not saying Raymond Dormer didn't have a good shot at making it. Raymond Dormer had to, either win or he's out. Mm-hmm. So Raymond Dormer, the reason he was back there is he got involved in he pitted, got involved in a previous caution. So he was back there trying to make up all the ground he can, and then that happens, and then David Clark, he was involved in a previous caution, and the two guys that were on the outside looking in are definitely on the outside. They're probably
unless something big happens, David Clark is probably going to be out of play.
Yeah, David Clark, he's sitting in the 22nd position, 6 laps down, unfortunately. So that's going to end.
Raymond Dormer is only a lap down, and I think he can get this lap back and probably compete. So we're looking at that. Coming out of the chat, Luke Brewer-Shima. So, Brent Parsons got robbed, should have never been DQ'd. That's what we're talking about, controversial calls. You're not going to make everybody happy. So, you just got to run with it. Yeah.
The one thing that we haven't really covered is Calvin Allison. Maybe I missed something. He is sitting in the 15th position, 1 lap down. So, did I miss something, or I don't know what's going on with him?
I have no idea.
As they're extending the caution here by a few laps, I'm not sure what's going on here, but
there's a lot of confusion.
You're
gonna have that. They're gonna make sure they have it right. Calvin Allison comes across and says, "This is the end of segment 1." You gotta love the humor that's just thrown in there. I think we're gonna go. Well, no, the lights are on.
So if they don't extend it this time, they're gonna get the one to go here, and then they will hopefully go racing next time.
We're almost at the halfway mark, so we're getting somewhere, folks. I mean, eventually the demolition derby will have to stop, and the racing will happen.
Yeah, that is true, but it's Dover.
Yes, and it's playoff racing. So
tensions are high.
Who ended up getting the EOL on that segment? I didn't even catch it.
That was probably would have been the 12, but it
the 12
appears
disconnected. Yeah,
the
so
12
we couldn't get an
left.
EOL.
So yeah,
that's why we didn't see a notification. So the EOL would have went to the number 12, but he took his ball and went home. So, but face car lights are off. It looks like we're gonna try to get back to racing, folks.
That is true, and we have Andrew Bird once again sitting on the.
Casey Heschel up there in 3rd, though.
Yeah, he's trying to throw Matt
Look at
McLean.
that number 1 Mountain Dew car.
We got playoff drivers in 1st. We got 1st, 4th. Let's see, we got Andrew Jones. He's in 6th.
I want to know where the Chris James fans are this week. There were Chris James fans last week. Who's rooting for that number 42 Busch car? Come on, put it in chat. Who y'all rooting for? Let's get it going.
Ease there, Richard. Ease there, killer. Green flag.
As long as Jake Little doesn't say his name, we're good.
Oh, sorry. Did you want me to? I mean, I can.
Yeah, as Andrew Bird goes out in the 1st. Casey Heschel dives down and takes that 2nd spot.
What a move.
AC Heschel thinks he has something for this guy.
Sam Warren, he's trying to battle back down on the inside. They're finally all starting to understand, trying to, be single file, ride it out. Still a long way left here.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what you see up front is the single file. They spread out. They ride it out for a little bit. It's in the back where the problem's happening. And if you're a playoff driver, you do not want to be. Oh, contact! Sam Warren's going around. John Hitchcliffe's involved. Chris James is involved. Aaron Taylor's involved. Patrick Green's involved. Oh my God. Oh, David Clark's involved. Welcome back to the Demolition Derby, folks.
1, 3, 4, 5. A 10-car pileup.
Involved.
How many playoff drivers are involved?
Oh my God, when it goes bad fast.
That could have been bad. Andrew Burt gives over the radio. He says that could be bad. Oh, I think we're over that point, bud. I'm trying to see where this all started. Holy...
I seen Sam Warren going around. If you watch Sam Warren...
Yeah. Sam Warren, and I believe, I can't tell what number that is, 64. They make contact.
Sturgill's done for the night.
Then John Hinchcliffe.
Look at Sam Warren. He's driving that thing back. That thing's all cockeyed and everything.
Okay.
Sam Warren.
Okay.
Sam Warren's like, he's like, screw this. I'm driving this thing back.
All right, while we get this all figured out, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll get back to the run of the Dover 125.
Drivers, start your engines!
Here at the Dover 125, presented by Sim Game Call Cup. I've got to apologize to you guys. The reason why I lost it was not because the wreck happened, but because I was watching on my screen and all we seen was Sam Warren completely sideways, driving down the track, smoke everywhere, and he wasn't calling a tow. He was going for the pits. He was going to drive that son of a gun to the pits. So, and you only heard me laugh. You didn't hear the producer laughing. So it got crazy. But Jake has the stats. Who was all involved and what's going on?
Okay. Once again, David Clark. He's involved in a few wrecks here tonight. David Clark, Josh Sturgill, Chuck Phillips, Chris James, Aaron Taylor, Andrew Jones, Patrick Green, John Hinchcliffe are all the drivers that sustained suitable damage from that wreck. However, Sam Warren was given the EOL penalty.
Yep.
In this whole entire wreck. But most of these drivers were able to, Sam Warren was able to drive back. He used his fast repair. He's one lap down.
We're going to
so
see as Casey Heschel's on the bottom. As that pace car drops down, Casey Heschel, he wanted to jump. Andrew Bird waited, and Andrew Bird gets the green flag. Andrew Bird's toying with him now.
Yeah, Matt,
the whole race, you've noticed that they've been getting that start out of turn. Casey Heschel tried to jump it when he realized that it wasn't. He had to let off. So it was kind of smart of Casey to let off.
You remember that that one driver I was talking about that was one lap down in 15th position?
Yes.
He's running in the 6th position, Calvin Allison. And
we're sorry, Calvin. He just said your name.
And he's running a Chevrolet this week. He usually runs Fords.
He became smart, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say, but
yeah, we have 8 cars on the lap right. So.
As Matt McLean, he's gonna try to get around KC Heschel for the 2nd position. As KC, he's gonna get that run off the high side here.
Matt McLean tips back in and says, "What? I'll give it." He said, "Maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna get a run. Maybe I'll just look again." You like to see the good, clean, hard racing. We are almost to the halfway mark, folks. John Hinchcliffe looks under Matt McLean and Casey Heschel. He's going to get a run coming off of 2.
And say John Hinchcliffe, he's been involved in 2-3 incidents here tonight?
He is fast.
And he is up in the 2nd position.
He just made those guys look like they were standing still. Contact Casey Heschel. He saved it.
It was Casey Heschel and the 69 machine as Casey Heschel. He's going to slip back to the 6th position here.
There is some history, folks, between Kevin Strandberg. You have to watch out for from last year. Nothing terrible, but something you just... Casey will move people.
I'll move people. But anyway, while all that's happening, Andrew Bird's gotten away by almost 2 seconds.
Andrew Bird's loving it. He's like, just let me go.
And while all this is happening, Jared, I have a trivia question for you.
Oh God.
But I'll ask you now, but you can answer it later. I'll give you time to think about it. When did Dover begin hosting 2 NASCAR races a year?
Oh man.
And I'll let you think of that, and then I'll check back with you. And no Google either. But anyway, 8 cars on the lead lap here is Andrew Bird.
This thing's been open since what, 1970?
Sure.
Is that the answer?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Keep thinking. Anyway, John Hinchcliffe, he's looking pretty quick. He's about 1.9 seconds behind Andrew Bird. But Andrew Bird, he wants to put this round behind him. He wants to put this round of 60 behind him. Dominated both races and both wrecking in the last 20, 25 laps. Just wants to I know he would want to put this week behind him.
David Clarkson, chat, he says he had to use fast repairs laps. How does that happen? Oh, happens when you're in a demolition derby.
Yep. Demolition derby.
Yeah, we got Kevin Strandberg and Casey Heschel fighting it out in the back. Kevin Strandberg gets loose. Casey Heschel's into the wall. Oh my God, that could have gotten ugly. I don't know how they saved that phone.
You okay over there?
Oh wow. Casey Heschel, I mean, no lube or anything, was just all up in him. I do not know how they saved that one, folks. But Casey should have at least bought him dinner first. Kyle Frame is slow. Kyle Frame's down on the apron. I don't know what's going on with that view. Casey Heschel or Kevin Strandberg are back together.
Meanwhile, John Hinchcliffe, he's starting to ever so slightly close down that lead by Edgeworth. He's about cutting off about half a tenth to a tenth every lap.
Will he have something for Andrew? That is.
You know, if it goes green like this, I don't think anyone's going to make anything for Andrew. Only way someone, if it goes green the rest of the way, is if Andrew Bird makes a mistake. That's the only way.
He does not make many mistakes, folks.
But you know, if there's a late race caution, you know people are going to come down. Some people are going to come down pit road. I guarantee you, you know, whoever's running in, you know, 8th position, Sam Niederhelm and Patrick Green, they're running 7th and 8th right now. They're probably going to do whatever the leader doesn't do. So if the leader stays out, they're going to come down pit. But if the leader, you know, pits, they might stay out. So that's something you're going to have to look at, and he possibly lose this race due to a late race restart too.
And if I remember correctly, last year, I'm trying to remember if this was the track, Casey Heschel actually finished second at this track and lost because he got loose off the corner. So that's something you have to watch out for. I think this was one of the first tracks last year where he actually had a top 5 finish. And he's proven it again this year. I mean, running 6 right now. Him and Kevin Strandberg fighting it out. So that's something you have to watch out for. Kevin Strandberg, he's always a top competitor. Always a great racer. Pat Green and Sam Niederholm running out behind them. Oh, somebody's going around.
That's the 86.
86 round caution.
Kind of walk me through
The 86 of Brandon Skinner's around.
Man.
So you know what? Why do we get everything situated here? We're gonna go and take another commercial break here, and don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
we are back here at the Dover 125 presented by Sim Game Call. Tell you what, while I got the chance, make sure you go over and check out the Facebook page, the Simple Man Game Calls. Type that in, go give them a like, go check out their website, and order you some calls. From the stump to your hand, the best calls around. Simple Man Game Calls, as we're back here under yellow. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to get into the ear of the Oval owner, which is now up in the booth with us. Tommy, what you thinking?
I'm thinking, I can't tell you what I'm thinking because we're live, and I don't want to give that kind of info. I'm a little frustrated on my end of things, but guys can't figure out what in the world's going on with this thing. But definitely a shakeup in the points from everything I can see.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and we were talking about that. I mean, it's the last race before you go to the round of 12, and these guys are fighting for position. You had David Clark that was 1 point out, so it was something that we had to watch. Raymond Dormer was in a must-win situation, and as of right now, he is sitting a lap down in 12th, so he's going to need a couple more cautions or to get back around. And he's actually getting a wave around right now, so that will put him back on the lead lap. So it looks like we're going to have 12 cars in the lead lap. So that's going to be good coming out. But
yeah,
overall
it tends to get a little
thoughts,
hectic
yeah.
right now, man. You know, I mean, it definitely gets hectic here.
Yeah.
Dover's not easy. And anybody who thinks it is, I will gladly beg to differ with you. It's not easy at all. But, and
I
we get
remember
down to
racing
crunch
it.
time.
Yeah, I remember racing and how slick it was. And we're seeing it with the cautions, how people are losing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The little bit that I've been able to see here, you know, it's not easy right now, not at all. But you know, right now it's a game of survival. Hinchcliffe is sitting in a pretty good spot. Calvin Allison, good to see Kevin Strandberg back. You know, just got to survive the thing. Try to get to round 2. That's all you can do if you're one of these playoff guys.
Exactly, and that's, I mean, you got people like Raymond Dormer that are fighting. And then people up front like Andrew Bird. As John Hinchcliffe takes the green, coming down the front stretch. So we got to shake up front a little bit of pitting and a little bit of strategy. And there's a big pile up. Andrew Bird's involved. It's a restart caution. Folks, I don't know.
Man, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I know every time in that driver's meeting, I know for a fact they get told just to mind your P's and Q's, but come on, guys. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if Andrew Bird caught up in this kind of stuff, my prediction's going to happen. I mean, you just look at it. I mean, he can't last that long in the playoffs being involved in wrecks. So.
No, especially at a place coming up like Charlotte. You know, the thing with this year, you know, Talladega's sitting right in the middle. And, you know, last year there was, okay, we can sandbag a little bit, you know, just make it to the end of Talladega and have something. But being in the middle this year, there's no sandbagging. You can't afford to. And then Charlotte could really come out and bite you if you're not careful.
Talladega's like a wild card race.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But then again, apparently so is Dover. So, I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that, but it seems to be shaking up that way. Although, I got to tell you, I'm not surprised Hinchcliffe is sitting up where he's at. I mean, he's had some good runs. I felt really bad for him at Daytona in February. I mean, was, you know, the class of the field and just didn't get a chance to pick up that win. But he's due. I mean, if Hinchcliffe won this race tonight, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah, and I mean, look at him. He's running up there right now.
Yeah.
And another person that I brought up, which I was very surprised when I opened up this and I seen his name, and I know he was a regular last year and was kind of around this year, but Kevin Strandberg.
Oh, yeah.
Is out showing force, and he's running top 5, top 6.
Yeah, picking up where he left off, I reckon. You know, Strandberg knows how to get around here. Picked him up a win last year. I want to say at Charlotte, I thought, in the playoffs last year. So
I believe so, yes.
Or maybe it was Kansas. No, it was Kansas. That's what it was. He won at Kansas last year. So He's familiar with how to win. He knows how to wheel a car if necessary, and can
I
show up
remember,
there.
Kansas last year was that the wreck happened at the end, and I sneaked through, and it put me into the next round of the playoffs, and Kevin Stramberg won. I remember that race now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big pile up at the end, coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, and see, you look at something I've noticed about this when you're running one of these things, you get a chance to, when you step out of the booth, to see guys and see, how they run and what parts of the race they're good at. Like, for example, if we got a long green flag run, I'm putting all my money on that 28. Calvin Allison I'm telling you, that the man can, on a long green flag run, he's hard to beat. I'm telling you, he's hard to beat. Then on a short run, I could probably put it on half a dozen guys. Hinchcliffe being one, Andrew Bird being one, Matt McLean. Some of these guys, these short runs, they can get up and get you. I mean, you saw with Casey over there at Chicago. All you need is one lap.
Exactly. You get lucky once, and I mean, every blind mouse is going to find its cheese eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how Casey looked at it too.
I'm pretty sure I'll get a text later now.
Yeah.
But
I gotta tell you this though. I mean, I'm sitting up here looking. I'm seeing some of these guys. I know David Clark being one of them. I talked with his brother Darren this week, and we did that little YouTube, the Facebook Live thing showing, hey, this is what everybody had to do to get there. And I know he was chomping at the bit, man. I hate it for him. I'm seeing a lot of these guys up here that need a good run. I mean, obviously we're going to try to get the points straightened up as quick as possible when the race is over with. So before y'all go off the air, we'll know where everybody sits going into round 2.
Yeah.
The points get reset to 4,000. Checkered flag tonight, the top 12, they get reset to $4,000, and then it's all on from there. And we head on to Charlotte.
Yep, Charlotte's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you this too before we go green. Everybody needs to tune in next week because we're gonna have some special giveaways and stuff through Simple Man Game Calls. You definitely want to tune in. It's gonna be pretty cool, especially if you're a deer hunter.
I tell you what, that Cow Frame fan club, they're pretty strong, so we're gonna have to watch out for them. They're always here as the pace car's going down the backstretch. If I look down, Jake, I need autographs. He said he was going to grab a drink, folks. He's signing autographs and leaving me up here.
Wait, what'd you say? I think I can hear you up there. What?
And there's Jake Little.
I am future Hall of Famer, so base drop down. John Hinchcliffe hits it, and he is gone.
Green flag.
Alan Wild inside chat says, let's go, Sturgill, get it done. That is a familiar name if you've been watching Oval Racing. Alan Wild. Alan Wild used to race with us. If that's the same Alan Wild.
Oh, that's him.
We're going to get battle for the lead here pretty soon. Calvin Allison rockets to second place.
I'm telling you, owner Tommy Reed was just talking about him. Said you got to watch out for that Calvin Allison. Look, Calvin Allison's up there in second, peeking around.
How about your boy Casey running up third up there? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if he can stay out of trouble. I mean, him and Kevin Strebber had some. I mean, there was parts where, I mean, if those guys respected each other, because anywhere else, I mean, they probably would have taken each other out. They both gave each other space. It was pretty neat to see. But I mean, the top 5, 6 are kind of spread out, which is what we want to kind of see for a few laps until they get under control.
I've always kind of compared Dover with a big Bristol. You know what I mean? And Bristol's never easy to run. You just got to find a rhythm. But even that, because Dover's such long turns, it's they can get pretty hairy.
Yes, hairy quick. We've seen that tonight. I mean, all it takes is that one car losing it, and then 10 cars are involved.
Especially on corner exit too, because you're coming up a hill. I mean, you're dropping down a hill in the middle of the corner. You're coming up the hill, and the wall, it almost is like the wall jets out at you, because the car's, in rebound coming up off the corner. And it's just sort of sliding up on ice up there.
Exactly. Black ice, as I called it.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Dover. That's what you have to do to be fast. You cannot lift off the corner. If you lift, you will get run over. It is black and white. If you lift, you will get run over.
Yeah, we're looking through the field right now. Top 7 on the pace lap. Raymond Dormer 1 lap down, sitting 8. So he's hoping for one more caution where he does not get involved. John Hinchcliffe, P1, P2, Calvin Ellis, P3, Casey Heschel, Matt McLean, P4, P5, Kevin Stramberg, P6, Sam Warren, and 7th is Robert Dudley, Raymond Dormer, and P8, Andrew Jones, P9, rounding out top 10, Aaron Taylor, number 24. So we got some Christine Horner Hinchcliffe in chat says, "Let's go, Hinchcliffe, you got this."
That's
They're
his
coming
biggest
out.
cheerleader. She actually she got in touch with me after Daytona and talked with me there a little bit, and I know for a fact that she's watching him every time he's out here.
Well, I tell you, all the fans are coming out and showing their support, which we'd love to see.
Absolutely, and it's cool. I mean, I tell you though, somebody I'm watching, and I know he's not necessarily going towards the front at this time, but he knows how to win here, is that 88. Matt McLean. If y'all guys were watching last year, in this race, Matt McLean was in a win or go home situation. And, you know, I'll be doggone if he didn't come out and win the thing. And he got on to round 2 and kept going all the way up through round 3. He was literally in a win or go home situation and was able to make it happen and got his first win this race last year.
Yeah, I mean, some people, they rise up to the occasion. And it looks like Matt McLean is pitting. He's got some strategy happening there. Kevin Allison right now looks like he's just hanging out. I mean, he's 0.8 seconds behind. So he's kind of just running this race. Looks like we have, 26 laps to go, 27 laps.
Yeah, so maybe Matt McLean knows something that we don't, or no, maybe. But he will lose 1 or at least 2 laps here, depending on what he's doing. So,
Is there penalties coming down?
waiting to see here. But as John Hinchcliffe is trying to gap second place Kevin Allison. So,
It looks like Matt McLean is looking at some gas strategy.
Was he that low? I mean, I don't understand that strategy unless you were really about to run out. If
Yeah,
you're
I'm
there,
not
if you're just going to go gas and go, might as well take 2 tires and give it a shot.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, that's why I'm up here in that car. We're going to have to see how this works out for him.
Y'all remember that jinx that y'all always talk about? Maybe y'all weren't kidding. I don't know. I said he was
My
going to. I said
curse
he was doing
spread
good. So I don't know.
my curse spread to the league owner. So maybe, just maybe this curse is off me. Now it's on you, Tommy. Just
Hey, that's fine. My job every week is to tell people that, hey, you screwed up. You're going to the back. So that's not a big deal.
Speaking about somebody going to the back, not really the back, but it's looks like Casey Heschel and is that Andrew Bird behind him?
oh yeah, that's Andrew Bird, but Andrew Bird is sitting 13th, 3 laps down.
3 laps down.
So you
Andrew
know,
Bird's still showing him that, hey, I've still got the speed. Give me 3 more cautions. I'll show you what's up.
and you know, Richard, I was talking about this earlier at Chicagoland and at New Hampshire. Both had very fast cars, but late in the going, he had, he involved in wrecks. But here, once again here for the 3rd week in a row, gets caught up in a late racing.
I'm going to tell you,
Well,
if I am Casey Heschel right now, I'm sitting 3rd. Andrew Bird just got around me. I would start following Andrew Bird's line. Obviously, he's faster. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. Follow Andrew Bird, and maybe you'll follow him to the front. I don't know. You have nothing to lose. You're 3 seconds behind.
You have a point there, and Jake, to your point, let's think about these 3 races right here. Andrew Bird has found himself in trouble because he was not leading. Rarely, when Bird's out front, does he ever actually have trouble. He, for some whatever reason, circumstances being what they were, was not up front when it happened. So, there may be something to that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I made that bold prediction.
Yeah,
you know what? You're right. Yeah, that's
Chicago,
true.
him and Calvin Allison were up front, battling for the
They're agreeing with the producer right now that you guys can't hear.
Yeah, no, we're just talking to ourselves and agreeing with ourselves.
Yeah, it happens. We're already knocked out of iRacing. Might as well happen. So.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, Jake Little has like 3 person. So he's never really alone.
Yeah. I'll talk to myself, ask myself a question, and answer it. So just beware of that.
I'll tell you this though, guys. That 5 car, man.
5 car's looking fast.
That 5 car, boy, he's hanging another gear.
He's making sure to put that freaking nail in the coffin for David Clark.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. He got the nickname earlier this year, the Iron Man. We started calling him Iron Man, and he had surgery on his elbow. So at Atlanta, I think Atlanta and Vegas, he didn't miss a race. He was driving basically one-handed.
Yep.
At Atlanta and Phoenix and Vegas, and kind of got the nickname the Iron Man. And he's been battered and beaten all year long, both on track and off. But I mean, all he's got to do is just hold it for a few more laps. He'll pick up that first win.
Yep. I could have said a joke there. I'm not going to do it. So, you set one up for the home run hit, but then I remembered we're on Oval. We're on Yellow Flag TV. We're keeping team. So, yeah, I don't. If there's no more cautions, I think. Which is, I mean, you didn't want to see if you're a David Clark fan. If you're, he did have rotator cuff surgery.
Right. Yeah, that was it. Thank you,
his
Christine.
Supporter, yeah. She's going to tell you, hey, it was rotator cuff surgery.
Well, I believe out of everybody, other than John, I think she would know. So. But I mean, I'll tell you this though.
One-handed, two-handed, he's a force to reckon with.
But you can ask Matt McLean if there's ever a time to get that win and carry some momentum. That time is right now. This is when you need to do it. I could care less how many wins you got earlier this year. If you're going to win, this is the time to start doing it.
Caution!
Oh, no.
Oh.
This is, I mean, if you're sitting to Calvin Allison, Casey Heschel, Kevin Strandberg, even Raymond Dormer, as long as Raymond Dormer was not involved. Number 86 is slow on the track.
Yeah, that's like this. I don't know. Oh, it was a 68 car that.
I think right now Raymond Dormer's counting his blessing. He has the shot, folks. I mean, it's a slim shot, but it's.
I'll tell you this: if I'm second on back, I'm coming to pit road.
You have to.
Unless the 5 car comes down pit road.
If the 5 car comes down pit road, everyone has to stay out in order for this to.
And 5 car comes down. Casey Heschel follows. Kevin Strandberg follows. Sam Warren follows.
Richard, I'm looking at this replay, and it looks like the 24 Baron Taylor got on the wall. 68 went to the inside to avoid him. Then when 24 bounced off the wall, he came in right in front of the 68. 68 got loose, hits the wall. And then 55 got through that. The 86 had nowhere to go. And then the pace car drives right through them both. So,
yeah, we're going to race off pit road here.
Hey, guys. Everybody noticed that the 70 of Raymond Dormer stayed out, right? Everybody saw that, right?
He had to. Yeah, he was locked down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he
true.
was left
Yeah.
down.
but he did get his lap back.
Yep.
He should have
Right
been.
now, he is showing in 7th spot.
Yep.
Oh.
He gets that lap back. He can come down. I mean, come down a pit road. I don't know.
He'll-
No. He can't come down a pit. He cannot come down a pit. If he comes down a pits, he's going to lose that
He will
lap
lose
because
that
he's in
lap.
the wave
Yes,
around.
That is true. And I should have known that. That happened.
And so yeah, he was the free pass.
Yeah, so he's
Oh,
coming
he
down
was?
now.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's going to get that lucky dog. He got it. And now he's going to come down pit road, get his full of tires and a splash of gas and a prayer. It looks like
Well,
he might
it
come
works.
out
I've seen Casey Heschel do it at Chicago when, I mean, when
God.
he
If
won
Raymond-
that thing,
Go ahead.
when he won that thing, I don't think anybody was sitting there thinking he was going to do it. Out of that entire pack of cars, I don't think anybody thought that one car was going to do what he did.
And so,
If you're going to watch any car right now, folks, gotta and number. What is he gonna do? He's got to go because he's gonna have like 9 laps left. He's got to win, and he's got some fast cars up front.
all right, let's set the field for you guys here. The top 8 are on the lead lap. John Hinchcliffe leading. Calvin Allison second. Casey Heschel third. Sam Warren fourth. Robert Dudley sitting in 5th position. Kevin Stramberg 6th. Raymond Dormer, just talked about him, sitting in the 7th position. Matt McLean 8th. Andrew Jones 9th. And Aaron Taylor 10th.
Going to P11, Chris James. Andrew Bird 12th. Sam Niederholm 15th. P14, Zachary Hale. P15, Brendan Skinner. Coming in P16 is Josh Sturgill. Kyle Frame coming in P17. Patrick Green, P18. P19, Chuck Phillips. And P20, Thomas Harmon.
And then David Clark, hard-breaking run for him tonight, 21st, and Adam Ross 22nd. Will finish 22nd. Brandon Parsons third. And
Folks.
Kyle Frito will finish 24th.
Tell you what, now's the time to buckle in. Now's the time to open up another beer.
Or
Because we got some racing that's fixing to happen. The number 70, Raymond Dormer, is starting P6. He has 8 laps when we get this green flag to get to that front, to win this race, to get to the round of 12. Will it happen? We're going to have to watch and see, folks. But that FedEx number 70, let's see if he's got it.
he's hoping an incident like Chicago will happen.
Yeah,
But he'll
pace
get
car's
through it.
down. Green flag's out.
Green flag.
Calvin Allison did not get a good start that time.
Raymond Dormer got a pretty good start as he's up in the P5 spot. Folks, we're watching that number 70. He's got to win. He's got to win. So it's either win or go home. As he's looking to P4, he drops down underneath Sam Warren. With 7 laps to go, crossing the finish line right now. 7 laps to go. Raymond Dormer is sitting in P5.
Remember, guys, at 6 to go, iRacing has 100% control of the cautions.
Folks, the caution now is not what he's looking for. So, Raymond Dormer's looking underneath Sam Warren. He's got to get the spot, and he's got to get it quick.
Tell
The
you.
other car's away. He just does not have the speed. And, yes, right now, 100% control of my racing.
Calvin Allison just touched the wall a little bit there.
Yeah, caution will end the race.
As Casey Heschel is going to try to slide right into second. Yes, he will.
I mean, Raymond Dormer's pushing as much as he can. He just cannot get around Sam.
And at this point,
He's
John
watching his
Hinch-
playoff chances just slip
Yeah.
away, folks.
John Hinchcliffe is pulling away over Casey Heschel by 0.8 of a second. With the lead growing each lap, now it's 0.9 of a second.
Yeah, he's got like 4 laps to go.
Coming on to 3 laps to go, looking for that first win.
3 laps to go. Crossing the start-finish line, right?
That win.
You just, I wanted to see better things, but it looks like his chance is done. He's fighting with Sam Warren to at least try to get in the top. But it looks like, John Hinchcliffe, the Iron Man, is cruising to a victory over Casey Heschel.
And he's going to come around. He's going to see to go for
folks. So, we're looking.
Coming around turn.
Game called Cup Series as they're wrecking down the backstretch. Raymond Dormer's involved. Josh Sturgill's involved. Casey Heschel's spinning. They all finished, though. That's all that matters. Such a heartbreaking day to come back and finish P5 when you needed to win or to be in. Looks like John Hinchcliffe, Casey Heschel, and Kevin Allison will be interviewed by the future Hall of Famer, Jake Little. John Hinchcliffe pulling out the win, the old Iron Man. And Christine Hinchcliffe says, "That's my man." Woot, woot. Congrats, baby.
Huh.
That is awesome to see the family coming out. I tell you what, there's going to be a party tonight. He better be buying a beer. Calvin Allison does not have a microphone, no. So if you wanted to, you could possibly get into, well, who's going to advance in the spot. That's who you might want to talk to.
That is what we are working on right now.
So I'm going to go in and, since Calvin Allison does not have a mic, I am going to go ahead and talk to our second place finisher of Casey Heschel. Hey, Casey Heschel, Jake Little, Yellow Flag TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Tell me he's the first loser.
Hey, just so you know, your brother wanted me to tell you you're the first loser.
Hey, it's better than he's ever done.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. But anyway, P2 here tonight, started 7th. Walk us through the race, how the track felt, and how you were able to get the second place finish here tonight.
Used up tires way too quickly here and didn't really conserve it all. Track got tighter as I went on and just had to hold on and keep pushing as hard as I could.
And you come away with the win at you come up short making the playoffs. You get the win at Chicagoland. Then you come here the third race and finish second. Even though you're not in the playoffs, how much momentum does that give you to finish off these last 7 races on the?
Yeah, I think it helps me out a little bit. I try to win every race out there. I know I'm not one of the best here, but I can still win here and there. Just kind of showed that at Chicago. A little luck fell my way, but I'm here to kind of wreck the playoffs if I can.
Well, certainly did that tonight with the second place finish. Any sponsors or anyone you want to thank out here tonight?
Simple Man Game Calls for sure for sponsoring the league. Tommy, I know I was giving Danny some hell earlier. Got to thank you for what you did today. That's really it. I mean, Calvin, Nick, and Myatt, all them guys, they kind of give me some shit, so it's good to beat them guys.
All right, man. Good job here tonight, and see you next week. All right, that was our second place finisher.
And before you get to John Hinchcliffe, Christine says, "Burn them down, baby." Go ahead and get to that winner down on the Andrew P. Victory Lane.
All right, I am in Andrew Payne's victory lane with our winner John Hinchcliffe. John Hinchcliffe, Jake Little, Yellow Flag TV. Got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. Go ahead.
Man, what a run here tonight. Started in the third position, looking really quick as you got the win here tonight. How did the track feel for one? Two, how were you able to come away with the win with having Casey, Raymond Dormer behind you, knowing that Raymond had to win to get through in advance to the next round?
I knew I had to come in here and just race my tail off and hope for a little luck. Had that one incident earlier on that got caught up in, but Andrew was definitely class of the field for me tonight. Sorry about the problems he had, but been trying all year to get this win. I finally got it. I want to thank Superman Game Calls, Tommy, Danny, and my wife for standing behind me all year with all the problems I've had. So it's been great.
Yeah, when I was talking to Casey, he said, his car was getting tighter as the run went on. But were you kind of saving your tires a little bit so you could easily get by him, or did you kind of run your tires off hard enough and then struggling near the end of it?
No, I'd run hard the first few laps, but then once I knew I got a little bit of a gap, I kind of try to save them as much as I could. I actually thought Calvin was going to come get me, but started pulling away from him even.
Last question for you tonight. You win here tonight. You obviously advance to the round of 12. How much momentum does that give you going into the next race next week and hopefully to propel you on to the round of 8?
Hopefully a whole lot. Coming up to some of my favorite tracks now, so I was actually worried about these 3, but I made it through. So I didn't get to talk to anybody last week, so I want to apologize publicly to Calvin Allison and Andrew Bird about my little mistake last week at New Hampshire. But we finally got the win this week.
All right. Congrats once again. And do you have any sponsors or people you want to thank out here tonight?
Yeah, again, just for Tommy and Danny, especially Danny for stepping in these last 2 weeks. I know it's been tough for him. Oval Simple Man Game Calls, and my teammate. It's just been a long year. Here we are. We'll try to get these next few.
All right, for sure. And go and celebrate and see you next week.
Thank you. See you too.
Alrighty. That was our winner, John Hinchcliffe, racking up his first career win here tonight over International Speedway. And I was going to try to catch a word with Raymond Dormer, but he just disconnected from the server.
It's not going to be official, but we're going to get a tally of the championship points, and we're going to be able to give them to you guys. So, they are asking if you want Calvin Allison, you want to interview him, and we can get a translator.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and interview him. Don't know how.
Go ahead and jump in there and grab him. Make sure you catch him. He is going to have to type the stuff out, and somebody else will grab him now.
Alrighty. Hey, Calvin Allison, Jake Little, Yellow Flag TV, but you got a copy?
Yes, he does have a copy.
All right, man. Good run here tonight. Unfortunate circumstances for the last few weeks. You get involved in those earlier wrecks with Andrew Bird and whatnot, but you started 10th here tonight. Hearing people say the track was tight, track was loose. How did the car and the track react when you hit the for practice and for the race here tonight?
Car was good. happy to podium after a few rough weeks. Had my work cut out for me early.
Yeah, I mean, finishing third, like again with Casey and John, it does give you momentum, but will that give you enough momentum, hoping to, propel you to the round of 8 after the round of 12?
Said I got to thank all first off. I think I can win this thing.
All right, man. You gotta.
Hold on.
He also said thanks to Maya Snyder for spotting and Kenneth Herschel for running me clean.
He's talking about Casey Heschel.
Now, once again, finished third. Like you said, few rough weeks put them behind you, and now you can move forward and hoping to rack up a couple wins. Who else do you outside think for, like sponsors or whatnot?
Simpleman Game Calls, Louisiana Hot Sauce, and Chevy. Great race.
All right, man. Go around here tonight and see you next Tuesday.
So thank you guys. See ya.
All right, that was Kellen Allison, but the translator Danny Lowe doing that.
Danny Lowe's stepping up. Not only is he a race director, but he's a damn translator too. But in all seriousness, that shows the caliber of the racers that Oval brings in. All right, you got Calvin Allison finishing P3rd, and his spotter is none other than Kyle Busch Motorsports racer Maya Snyder, whose dad is Marty Snyder, that does NBC Sports Network. So, I mean, if you guys think that Oval is not a force to reckon with, and Tommy Reed doesn't do his freaking homework, that shows you right there. We're getting those type of racers in here. But what we've been waiting on, freaking playoff points are in. So we know who's been eliminated, which Raymond Dormo is one of them. But we know who made it. It's going to be good, folks. We're down to the 12 now, as we're going into Charlotte of next week. As they're up on your screen right now that I'm looking at. Let's go ahead. P12, Chris James. P11th, Sam Niederhelm. Kyle Frame coming in P10th. Chuck Phillips in 9th. Andrew Jones, 8th. Aaron Taylor, 7th. Coming in 6th, Sam Warren. Coming in 5th, Josh Sturgill. Coming in 4th, John Hinchcliffe. And what does that top 3 say? You got that up?
Matt McLean sitting in the 3rd seed, Andrew Bird in the 2nd seed, and Calvin Allison will be in the number 1 seed starting the round of 12 starting next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
So, here's where we have something here. Sorry. So, we know Raymond Dorf didn't make it. He didn't win. He was in a win or go home. But, look down here in 13th. All right? If you're looking at that, and you're David Clark, you are mighty sour right now.
I don't blame him one bit. I mean, that's a bitter pill to swallow right there. I can't blame the guy one bit.
I mean, this guy, and that doesn't take anything away from David Clark. Anything. Because the Clark brothers are great racers. It's just these playoffs did not go their way. But when you're sitting in 13th spot and you're looking at these dang points and you know you tied, it's one more spot. One more spot and he would have been in.
I'll tell you this. Look, you're looking down there at 13th. I'm looking up there at 1st and 2nd. Can you see what's happened in the top two. This is the first time that Andrew Bird has been out of the points lead since May. He has not been any worse than first in the points since May. Now, everybody will be tied. You know, going into Charlotte next week, the top 12 had their points reset to 4,000. It really doesn't matter. But as a seed, just as a bragging right, that 32 car has not seen second place since May.
But I'm going to tell you, this top 12 right here, every one of them has a fighting chance.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of these drivers in this next round can steal one. It has been proven with Casey Heschel winning. It has been proven with Andrew Bird dominating all night, and then John Hinchcliffe winning, which I'm not taking anything away from John Hinchcliffe. He's the Iron Man. He's a great driver. These drivers, just saying it's the caliber of the racer that are in this top 12, that are round of 12 right now.
I agree. And does anybody remember what happened the last time we were at Charlotte? Josh Sturgill won the thing.
Exactly.
Picked up that win. Andrew Bird led 107 laps and finished in 6th. And it was those two who came down to win it. And where they're sitting, I mean, man, your third round is made in that one race. And then you got Talladega right after it.
You guys, I'm telling you, you love racing. You will be here next week at 9:15 Standard Time. Motor for the, I don't even know what the race is called, so
I can tell you what it's called. It's the Force 200 presented by Simple Man Game Calls. They got if any of y'all are deer hunters out there, I'm telling you right now, you need to watch. I promise you, because they're gonna go ahead and give out some calls next week. They got one called the Force that's pretty cool, especially for those guys who are deer hunters. Even if you're not, but you know someone who is, man, they're giving them away for free. It's like I think it's like a $25-$30 call that they're basically giving away for free, and it's handmade too. And it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, everybody knows a deer hunter. I mean, even if you're not one, if you're not, I'm sorry that you're missing. But if you're not a deer hunter, you know deer hunters, or even you're just just somebody that loves to watch deer hunting on TV, who knows? But make sure you go over and check out Simple Man Game Calls. Those guys are awesome. Their calls are phenomenal. I mean, I know we've been joking about it all year, but these guys make some phenomenal calls that go from the stump to your hand. So they're handmade. What better can you do it? And I don't know. It's just I think they're awesome. I think they're the best. You got the Widowmaker. You have the Old Man. All kinds of stuff. So I'm telling you what, I would check them out. Simple Man Game Calls. Jake, you got any final thoughts?
You know, I came in here to this race expecting, you know, not what happened tonight. I expected to see long green flag runs. It's possible. You've seen it done this year. Chicagoland, phenomenal run for like 80 some laps. They ran green. I expect to see something similar like that here tonight. Yeah, we obviously did not see that. We saw multiple playoff drivers get taken out in the midst of everything. You know, David Clark being one, Andrew Bird. You know, just the list goes on and on with them. So ready to move on. These drivers just want to move on, put this round behind them, and start
fresh.
Start fresh. You know, the top 12, they're going to start fresh. Points go to 4,000, and you know they want to. Not saying, Talladega. Not saying if you do good in this first race. If you win this race, all you gotta do is show up to Talladega, and then you're in.
Yeah.
But the way
Talladega's gonna be that wild card race.
Yeah. The race, I'm looking at it as, you have a good run, but no playoff drivers win. You're sitting first seed. You can go to Talladega, be involved in a wreck, be put up to the bottom, the bottom 4, than be in a muscle situation, not win and be done. So
I'm going to tell you what, and I'm going to call it right now. The drivers in the round of 12 that are one that they can steal is going to be somebody like Chris James, Sam Niederhelm, and Chuck Phillips. Those three are going to, I mean, they're looking to steal one at hell. And I'm not saying they're bad drivers, because they're in the round of 16. They made it to the round of 12, so they've done something right all year. But they're looking to steal one coming up, and that is the track to do it at. So we're gonna have to watch those guys coming to the super speedway, the final one.
yeah, that's true. Oh, and Rick, I have your the answer to the trivia question.
Is it 1970?
1971.
Oh, I was close. I was very close. All right. So I tell you what, folks. Make sure you tune in next week. Tell all your friends, family, your drinking buddies, your hunting buddies. Tell them all about Sitback Game Calls next week, because they're going to be handing out some awesome free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff? I love free stuff. That's why I got married. But anyways, now I'm divorced. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Charlotte Motor Speedway at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time here on the Oval Racing League Oval Superman Game Call Cup Series. We'll catch you guys next week.
Drive!